Hey YouTube and Facebook. So it is Easter Sunday, and we have the cherry blossoms behind us because obviously we have this cherry blossom tree that you can see in our front yard. And obviously COVID-19 is going on, so everybody please be safe. But I wanted to point out to everybody, they did cancel the whole festival for these flowers. I don't know how you can cancel a flower, but they did anyway. I guess they don't want you to get together. But as you can see, they're here, and not only are they here, they're like everywhere. If we just like went around the neighborhood and drove around, like you could safely get in your car and hopefully not use too much gasoline, and you could drive around and actually on a nice Easter day see the beautiful looking flowers.
Yes, so the cherry blossoms are out. They look beautiful. Hope you enjoy the video. Thanks.
Yep, and be safe and happy Easter. So I know a lot of people actually travel to the Washington, D.C. area just for the Cherry Blossom Festival, and it's a big deal. There's tourist attractions and everything, and essentially it's all about these trees and checking them out. And obviously this is in our front yard, so you can't really complain at us for going outside and taking pictures of our tree. But we are going to drive around the neighborhood a little bit and do little quote-unquote essential travel to drive around and very carefully avoid people and look at some of the cherry trees in our little local community, and then, you know, obviously sneak back to the house. And these are the cherry trees. They initially are white in color, and then when they bloom they turn pink. And see, there's another one, our neighbor has one too. Like, they're literally all over the DC area. And what you're seeing here is some of the 3D footage that I shot with the Max 360, and then I reframed it all into this footage. And I'll do a video or whatever in the future kind of showing how to do that in case anybody wants to know how to do that. And that's me, of course, obviously. And there is our tree. And so anyway, here comes a little driving tour of like a local area, and you can obviously do this yourself if you're in the DC area, and kind of safely visit around and see the trees. And yeah, this is like pavement jeeping or mall crawling, obviously, but we're not actually in a mall, and we're trying to stay at a very safe distance. So there's a cherry tree on the left, there's another cherry tree, there's a cherry tree in front of us, there's another cherry tree. They're just like literally everywhere. They're littered everywhere. So you don't have to go down to like the mall, and when I say the mall I mean Washington DC's capital, and be down there with like 100,000 people or whatever to actually see these trees. For the most part, they're just littered all over Northern Virginia and Maryland, around the DC area. You don't even have to really leave your community. We are actually less than a mile from our house, and just kind of driving around some of the streets like in our neighborhood, and you can see that we're, you know, carefully socially distancing ourselves from everybody, because obviously, you know, the windows are, or whatever, they're not fully up, but they're almost all the way up, and we're just going around looking for cherry trees. So I do hope everybody has a wonderful Easter Sunday. I know that I am posting this kind of late in the day on Easter Sunday, but I don't know, I think it's still going to show up maybe like around lunchtime, before lunchtime for the West Coast at least. There's another cherry tree on the left, obviously, and like I was saying, we're just, you know, driving our Jeep around the neighborhood looking for these trees. I don't think that's a cherry tree. It might be that white one. Maybe it hasn't bloomed yet. So earlier in the season they're white, and then they go from white to pink. And the trick is always with DC, they're always trying to guess like when it will happen, because they're only pink like this for like a couple weeks, and sometimes they've totally missed it. But they always pick when they think with the almanac all these are going to bloom, and that's when they have the cherry festival, is when they guess. And most of the time their guess is like basically right around Easter. And usually we're out here with Mary, our niece, and normally she's out here during the Cherry Blossom Festival, just coincidentally, and she comes out over her spring break. So it's kind of weird to be out here and have the cherry blossoms, but not having our niece out here, obviously. And obviously, you know, it's for safety and everything. She's staying back where she lives instead of traveling across the country to see us. So we are trying to grow our YouTube channel, obviously, and this isn't meant to be all about YouTube, but we are trying to grow it. So if you do like our videos, please, you know, when you watch them or whatever, it would be completely awesome if you could subscribe to our channel. Like, that would just be like absolutely wonderful. And for those of you who don't think you have YouTube accounts, you probably do. It's just Gmail accounts, so you just log in with whatever your @Gmail is, and then you just hit the subscribe button, and then that'll make us really happy. So anyway, and you know, once you do log in, you can actually type comments in the bottom and everything like that into the YouTube or whatever, if you have any comments that you want to make on any of these specific videos. And obviously, since we linked these over on Facebook, you can make the comments on Facebook too. But if you make them on YouTube instead of making them on Facebook, everybody else can see them. A lot of times these videos end up on a bunch of different Facebook pages, and so obviously not everybody would see them if you just posted your comments on Facebook. And it's a little bit better usually to make the comments directly on the video if you don't know a whole lot about YouTube. So there was a Jeep on our left that we just passed. I don't know if you recognize that Jeep. That is one of the Jeeps that actually runs Chaos Off-Road Park. I'm not going to call out who it is or anything in case he wants to be private, but he lives like right near my house, and you know, hats off to Chaos. And if you don't like Chaos, like, sorry, like, everybody should be friends. Chaos is a location of one of the X-Rock competitions that's coming up. I also think the SLRC or Street Rock is hopefully going to be over there at Chaos also. And it's outside the Winchester, Virginia area. If you just happen to be in Northern Virginia, you've never heard of Chaos. They also have a fab shop. The Chaos Fab Shop is responsible for making some very excellent modifications of Jeeps. And AK, sorry, I think he's the owner of Chaos, was actually on TV, and it was like Truck Night America, and he actually won it. And he won it with one of the Jeeps that they made at Chaos. So pretty well known guy if you are into this kind of stuff. More cherry trees. Like I said, I mean, in the Washington D.C. area, I mean, you don't really have to look very hard to find a cherry tree. It's these big giant pink trees, and I've had people in front of my house that walk by that said, "What is this tree? Like, it is beautiful looking. What kind of tree is it?" And they get surprised when I tell them it's a cherry tree. And yeah, this is the same type of cherry tree that like George Washington supposedly cut down. I don't actually know if he did or not, but you always hear that as a kid, that he cut down a cherry tree or something, got in trouble. And you know, but when you think about it, Mount Vern is actually near Washington D.C. That's in the area. And then the other thing that you'll learn is, I think that like part of Washington D.C. was donated from Washington to make the Washington D.C. area. So the dude up here on the right that's standing out there, he actually came out to talk to us about our Jeep, and hopefully he'll be one of our subscribers. He was saying he wanted to subscribe to the channel when I spoke with him. So here it is. We went out, and this is like a mall area, but you can see those were cherry trees, those were cherry trees, those were some more cherry trees. Like I said, it's not just like our neighborhood per se. It's like literally they're all over the place. You don't, like I was saying, you don't have to go to where it's like super populated if you want to go and see some of these cherry trees and enjoy the cherry festival. Even though I know that they officially canceled the cherry festival, they couldn't cancel having these trees bloom. The other thing that's good about going out, obviously, is your Corgi. If you have one like what we do, we'll very much appreciate going outside. So here she is right here, some of the footage, and this is what she looks like normally when we're out in the woods. She just hangs out near the window. So anyway, please like and subscribe, and happy Easter.